All right, we have, well, a package, but it's been a while since I've done an unboxing like this. In here, we've got 6 iPhones. The thing about them is they're completely untested and I know absolutely nothing about them. All I know is that's an iPhone, 2 iPhone 6Ss, 2 7 Pluses, and 2 SE2s. I know nothing about the functionality state about these phones, but you know, we're gonna find out, and maybe they'll work, maybe they'll all be iCloud locked. But the thing is, if it goes wrong, then I can just return them. But hopefully they'll all work and I can get a good video out. Let's get in. Kind of a flimsy box. We're gonna go one by one. iPhone 6S. This one has an aftermarket display that's cracked and the back's kind of beat up. Ooh. iPhone 7 Plus. This thing's extremely dirty, but it'd probably look like new if I wiped it down, minus some dents and whatnot and a cracked screen. I paid $60 for all of these. Another 7 Plus, very dirty. Looks like it took some slight frame damage and an especially shattered screen. One of the SE2s. This one's not cracked on the back, but it's got a little bit of the camera lens damage. Not cracked on the front either. Another SE2. Last but not least, gold 6S with an abysmal aftermarket screen. Why not start testing them? We'll see what works, what doesn't. Start off with this 6S that the battery might even explode, but you know, let's try to turn it on. Dead. Let's see if this SE2 has any power. Looks like the LCD is absolutely destroyed. You can see, yeah, the LCD is destroyed. Other nice SE2. 7 Plus. Other 7 Plus. The A10s, you had to hold the power button for a long time. Looks like the LCD, and then this one's destroyed as well. And finally the 6S. Well, no power for now, but that's okay. So I got a couple chargers. We're gonna charge them all up. Let's start with the 6S, and I'm gonna put a couple other chargers hanging around. Let's see, low batteries, that's a good sign. I'm gonna go ahead and get some things charged up and we'll be back. So we got this SE turned on, and this is pre-iOS 15, but it has a passcode. I can guess the passcode a couple times, except I don't really know anything about this phone. I'm gonna do a little research on the IMEI and see if it's worth my time, but this is where we're at. I'd really prefer to keep the iOS version, and I might try a few things, but no real guarantees, and especially because I don't know the password. So yeah, I'm gonna check the IMEI. So this phone is FMI on, so yeah, that's great. So this phone was updated. I got the wrong password, so we're gonna move on to the next phone, I guess. All right, so the 6S immediately boots up to the connect to iTunes screen. So I'm gonna put in recovery mode, connect it to my computer and see what's up. Also the other SE2 turned on, so I'm gonna do the same thing with it. And we'll be right back real quick. So the LCD on this phone's absolutely cooked. We're gonna go ahead and try to boot up to recovery. This may have been a trade-in phone because of the QR code sticker on the back. All right, I'm gonna fetch the serial number and run it through an IMEI check. Just what I expected. FMI on. It's a 64 gigabyte phone, which is kind of cool, but it is FMI on, so I guess I'll add that to a stack. Yay. All right, now we got this SE2. We'll play a little password guessing game. Oh, so we have a medical ID. So I am actually going to, I guess I'll get a screen on board this thing. So this phone is FMI on. Because I was able to access the medical ID, I may be able to get a hold of the owner. So we'll see what I can do about that. Maybe get an FMI off. Maybe I'll fix it. Who knows? But we're at this step now. I'm gonna wait for everything else to turn on until I do some more investigation into this phone, but we're at that for now. So this iPhone turned on. The screen is completely dead, but it appears in Finder, which really doesn't happen. And it's Brad's iPhone. It wants me to trust, but I can't really do that. So I'm gonna force it into recovery mode and pull the IMEI out of it and run a check. But funny enough, I actually have an iPhone 7 lying over here that I need to unbox, and I might be able to pull the screen from it and test this, but that'll be a little bit down the road when I test the other SE2. So it turned on. It's a base model iPhone 7 Plus. It's FMI on, but the thing is, I don't think it has a passcode, and it has a weird thing called a config code. So I'm gonna do a little research on that while I wait for everything else to turn on, but we'll be back. So we have a little bit of development. So the 6S has no passcode and is on iOS 12. Because the aftermarket screen, the 3D touch is a little wonky, but it is on iOS 12.3.1 and it is a 128 gigabyte phone. It It has an iCloud, however, you can probably easily get through that. So that's the development on this phone. But the iPhone 7 Pluses, I still don't know anything about. But now I have another iPhone 7 Plus that has a functional screen. It's functional enough screen to try on these, and I could probably pull the battery out of it, but we're gonna go ahead and get the repair mat out and play around and play some guessing games with these. So first I'm gonna open up this 7 and possibly pull the battery out, try to get the screen off, and I'm gonna go ahead and borrow random crap off of it to try to test the other 2, just cause. So that'll be it for now. We're gonna go in time lapse. This iPhone 7 Plus has no passcode, so I'm actually gonna get my computer and connect it to QuickTime Player so I can see what's happening on the screen. So you guys can't see the full screen because it's on my computer, but this iPhone is just like the 6S and some other iPhone. No passcode, F am I on. I'm gonna set my own passcode so that way I can do the whole erase thing. It's on some version of iOS 15, but I'm happy with it, and we're gonna go ahead and test out the other one now, but it works, so I'll go ahead and keep this one in consideration and probably fix it. I'm gonna pull the battery out of here so I can test the other 7 Plus real quick. Alright, so quick and random, the black iPhone 7 that would not power on, it is iCloud locked and it is on the lock screen. It has a medical ID, but no phone numbers or identifying information. So I'm gonna test the screen from it and seal it up because it's really no good, but I can sell it for parts, whatever. This lot's already going good enough. I'm probably just gonna keep it. I'm probably gonna do a little bit of repairs off camera because my phone is a little low on battery. Screw it, I'll grab another phone. So it may sound crazy, so even though the screen's completely shattered, it functions, and since this logic board and phone isn't functional, I'm gonna swap the screens on this one with the other one that is partially functional, so that way I can just seal this one up and forget about it. So I might have to do that off camera because home button transfers can be a little tricky, so yeah, we'll be back. All right, so I got the home buttons out, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish sealing up the one phone and do some other stuff and finish sealing up the other phone, yada, yada, yada. We'll be back. All right, so I'm gonna finish reassembling the other 2 and figure out what to do next. So the iPhone 7s are done being dealt with, so I'm gonna start working on another video. I might actually take a brain break because I've been dealing with this for a while and clean up and whatnot, and then start on some other phones, and yeah.
The next day.
All right, so it's been a couple hours or whatever. I don't know if the camera's too high or whatever, but that's how I feel like putting it. I'm gonna go ahead and put another screen on this SE so I can test it out and possibly get the medical ID. So we're gonna get time lapse. So after putting a screen on here, it's no use. Medical ID doesn't contain a phone number. I don't feel like tracking the person down, so I'm gonna reassemble the phone and I'll just take the loss for that, but that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and reassemble it, and yeah. So it's 12 o'clock in the morning, and I felt like I'd give you guys a quick little update on this phone while I already have my film equipment out. I just finished filming 2 videos, but this iPhone that is, well, functional but in bad condition, it's at low battery, but I'm not going to turn it on for a couple days because I filled out a recovery attempt basically for this iCloud on here because it's the only device on the iCloud. It has 2-factor authentication on, but I submitted a recovery request and it will be ready to recover in 12 days, which is a long time. I'm not very happy about it, but you know what, who cares? It'll be ready in a couple days. I'll be able to remove it, put my own iCloud on it, and I'll fix it up and sell it. And also, this bad condition housing, I decided I'm just gonna swap with the other housing I have. I may have already told you guys this, but I'll find out in editing. But I'm gonna swap with the other housing. One, because the mute switch doesn't move. Yeah, I just don't feel like selling a phone in this poor of condition, and I can get a little more money out of it. And you notice how the screen's so cracked. I still need to order all the parts for all the phones I need to repair. But for this lot, I'm going to be getting a new screen for this. I need to figure out everything else I have because there's way too many. So for this lot, which is all of this for now, new screen, I'll attempt some bypass on it, but I'll probably put the screen that's already on here onto here. Even though it's not gonna match, I don't really care because this screen's functional and this LCD is destroyed. I'll probably destroy the LCD or whatever. It's actually on, which is surprising. Oh, and it's gonna get a new battery as well. Battery, I don't care where it's from, but the screen's gonna be genuine Apple. This genuine Apple screen, swap the housing with this black one. This black one will get this old screen on here, which is actually its original screen. Funny enough, but it's just so that way I can show it's iCloud locked. And I think the battery's dead anyways, but who cares? And these SE2s, they won't really receive anything special. They might sit around for a bit because who knows, I may get more SEs in the future that I need parts from. And also I discovered this one has a snapped antenna down here, which is kind of unfortunate, but I may snag the screen from this one and put it on one of my own personal red SEs because it's actually got a teeny tiny crack at the top corner, but that's another problem for another day, and I probably will do that off camera. But these SE2s for now and probably forever, this is the condition they'll be in, if not worse. But if they become worse, it won't be because of me. So I gotta order parts for this and another phone lot that I have. That'll be coming sometime soon. It may already be out, it may not be. But I gotta order parts for a lot of phones. So I hope you guys will like that. So that'll be, I need to order all those and that'll come sometime eventually. And yeah.
One eternity later.
All right, y'all, it's been a fat minute. I kind of apologize for the high camera angle, but that's how I'm feeling tonight. This is everything. This is the lot. This is where we're all at, but a little something that happened. So you know how the 6S was in this terrible condition, the iOS 12 128 gig? Yeah, no, it's not in that condition anymore. It's in good condition now. Only bad thing is I broke Touch ID. Otherwise, it works. It's on iOS 12.3.1. I gave it a new battery, and it's probably going to receive another new battery because the one I received was absolute junk. The Gold 6S. This actually had a decent development. It got bypassed. It's on some version of iOS 12, and I think it's a 64 gig phone. It's these two SEs. I was going to rob the screen off of this one, but I didn't feel like it. I think this one's on iOS 14 or something. They're both kind of junk, but it's got a good screen. The iPhone 7 Pluses. So this one's kind of obvious. This is now the iCloud locked one. I did a housing swap, and I got it a new screen. This is the iCloud locked one. It's rough. The batteries got switcherooed as well. This was the other old screen. It didn't work. It's just gonna get thrown away or destroyed or something. And this is the good new one. So I saved this peel for you guys. Here we go. I don't really care how good this is. It's better than it was, and it's just gonna get sold anyways. So it's in better condition as a new screen. I didn't install a water adhesive seal because I don't have one, and I'm frankly not gonna buy one for this old of a phone. I don't know how much I'm gonna sell it for, but it was a nice little project. I mean, I got two working, it's basically semi-working, mostly working things, one partially working, and then a couple non-working. This lot was low-key a scam, but I don't really care. I paid $15 for the screen. I took the 6S body and screen from another one that I had. And thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, watch some other videos. Thanks again for watching, and peace.